We're on the home farm today. It's May 6th, so we were on the new farm yesterday. Uh, I just need to have a couple days of working on these properties, so today it's the home farm. Similar situation here that we had at the Blackwater River farm. I seeded clover in with this food plot when I planted it. Only here at the home farm, it's not as much clover underneath, but it's pretty, consistent throughout. A little thicker in some places, and again some bare spots. And deer are already just tearing it up out here. There's deer out here every night. But I don't have it's mostly rye coming up. And it's a ways from going to seed, so I'm not gonna try to kill this yet, just because it'll be convenient. I can do it really anytime. I live here, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the rye for now and just seed back into this more clover. And I think I'll do this is a solid ½ acre. I think I'll do the full recommended. It won't all reach the ground, but there's plenty of bare dirt showing, so I think it'll be okay. And a lot of rain in the forecast coming up the next 8-10 days. Doing this main food plot a little different. This ½ acre I'm going to try to commit it to totally clover, but then I've got an expanded row crop, which will be beans this year. It's almost 2 full acres of beans I'll have. It's planted, it's in the ground, but we need rain. And it's an early planting of beans, so I'll be able to get into it a lot sooner with, probably in September. It'll start browning down and I can overseed into it some brassica and some rye, and be my main food source, the beans and the clover here. All right, we're up here on the persimmon plot on the home farm. Same situation, except a lot more of a sparse, with the rye and stuff. Definitely got to work on the pH up here. But there's clover in there. And this half, it's a lot more, but I went ahead and seeded into it pretty heavy. The clover that is here is getting hammered every day, every morning, evening, daylight actually. And when we drove up here, there were 2 bucks bedded right there, and they jumped up and went down the hill and got their picture taken by one of my cell cams. So it was 2 bucks, and they're pretty good sized nubs starting off. And there's just a lot of deer on the farm right now, and they're hanging around, kind of. We've been on the farm too, and they've just been kind of putting up with us. But at some point we need to kind of give it a rest. Fawns are going to be dropping any day. Definitely don't want to disturb that part of the season, and possibly put some fawns in some stress or danger. So going to do a few things around the farm today, and then I think it's time to, got weeds under control, give it a little bit of a rest. I do have some stands to move, so that's going to happen at some point. Move and new setups. So that's what we're doing today. One thing of note are the persimmon trees on the new farm. Look like, we had some persimmons that have died, but here on the home farm, persimmon. We call this the persimmon plot. So, and here's one here. They look really good. These are all fruit bearers. A couple skinny ones there. there. So I don't know what the deal was with those persimmons at the new farm, but the ones here on the home farm, as you can see behind me, they're looking good. Okay, let's acknowledge Finn the habitat dog. He's up there being a good boy. Come on, Finn. Come on, let's go. Come here. Come on. No, he said, no, I want you to come and drive me around. He actually is a really good dog for, you know, having a dog in the side-by-side with what I'm doing. He's pretty darn well behaved. We came up here, pulled up into this plot, and those two deer jumped up, and he started towards them, and I said, Finn, no, and he put on the brakes, so he gets it. He understands. He doesn't want to jeopardize getting to go on these trips. Good boy. My son getting home from baseball practice. Working on this permanent screen. Back in the, well, it would have been winter, late winter. I disked this up and threw a bunch of shingle oak acorns out, but it's been so dry and this bare dirt is just packed so tight. I don't know if any of that's going to come up. It was an experiment anyway, but I was planning on mixing in these cedar trees too, so I'm just alternating about every 3, 4, 5 feet a cedar tree all the way down this strip, and I've already been letting, you know, what I can just grow up in brush, and it's starting to fill in this year. It's brushing in, so with those cedars and then just letting this long strip grow up, this farm is going to be permanently screened from the blacktop, so that's probably going to consume the rest of the day's projects here on the home farm. I don't know if I can make it the whole length or not. I've got 100 or so trees, so